Alright, so today we're going to attempt to turn this place behind me, as you can see it's very messy, into a second studio. So we actually had to pull a bunch of stuff out of the warehouse. We're going to attempt to clean this place up, and hopefully it's going to look completely different by the time we're done. Okay, so now that we have cleared out the lobby area, we're going to go ahead and turn it into the set that we've been talking about. So the idea is, behind me we're going to do a TV vertical, which will give us some more possibilities than just doing a normal one horizontally. We're going to kind of experiment with how we set up, start placing truss, see how the spacing works. Again, this is, somewhat of a test, and we're going to just figure it out as we go. 1, 2, 3. Can you get any closer? Just spin upside down. But we do clear, which is nice. Just zip tie it into position vertically. All right, it is day 2 of building this set behind me. We have set a desk, we have a light. I personally have other stuff that I need to do today, so I'm going to sit here, do that, while Brian can use me for lighting, and he is going to light up the back. All right, and we're back. So it has been probably a week now since we started building the studio behind me. We had things like Easter slow us down and things like that, so we weren't always here. But we are back, and it is built, and it is ready to go, mostly. So I'm going to show you a little bit what's going on here, what's going on behind me, and kind of the decisions we made, things like that. So first one is, we have multiple camera angles, which is super helpful. So I have one here. I have a second one over here, and I'll show you why it's off to the side. We have a top-down shot, which is super helpful. And then we also have my computer screen itself. So not only do we have all these camera angles, but we actually have a switcher running all of them. And that switcher's pretty cool and lets us do a lot of cool things. For instance, we have this top-down shot. So I have this guy right here. He can pretty much control the entire room, which is great. So I'm going to go ahead and change views here. Perfect. So you can see behind me that the lights are on and everything like that. And I'm switching it all with this one little Streamdeck right here. I'm going to show you the other camera. And what I can do is I can actually turn the whole room on and off. So we have another page set up. So you see this off button down here? And I can go ahead and click off, and the whole room turns off, which is cool. I'll go ahead and click on, and the whole room turns back on. So that's super helpful. I can also change things like my lights. Just like that, we have a couple scenes set up. And then I can also change what's on the TV. So I can show my laptop screen, right? I can make it bigger, and I can make it the full screen as well. And I'll get into the TV behind us and how that works. So a little bit about everything that's going on here. You're hearing my mic through an audio mixer off to the side, which is pretty cool. I can do a lot of cool things with it. I can trigger, music to play in the background, maybe to make it a little more intense or fun, things like that. It's got a lot of other cool quirks like a laugh track. I have an audience applause, just things to help, advance the podcast and make it a little more than maybe some others. Other really cool thing about control here, and I can switch to my top-down shot, is I can actually control the entire room via an iPhone as well. So I can change my camera angles here. I can go ahead and do the picture-in-picture things that we were talking about. So there is a top-down view. I can switch that around. So really cool things, and of course there's no wires plugged into this, so I can control the whole thing wirelessly as well, which is nice. Okay, and back to kind of the room. So behind me, obviously we went for a very, I would say, truss heavy setup. We have this cool truss structure behind us. It's holding up the TV. We put props and things on it. So we kind of made the background interesting but very usable. We can switch this around for different people. We definitely plan on having other people come in and use the space. So being able to have it, make it modular was a big thing we wanted. For instance, I can put couches behind me, and I could change the camera angle so we could have a more relaxed setting. We plan on getting more microphones so that I can pull this one off to the side, throw another kind of guest star with me here, and we could have a podcast with us two and doing it that way. Other things. So one thing that was really cool with this vertical TV behind me was we attempted to do something we hadn't done before. So if I go ahead and change it to this view right here, and as you know, I can blow that up and I can make it bigger. And we thought it would be cool to basically be able to talk to someone and basically have them be full size and you be full size. So I'm going to switch to my other camera here, and we're going to take a look at what that might look like. So as you can see, I can be full screen here. Maybe I'll fix myself, and now I can talk to I can talk to a guest star maybe full screen, right? So that's pretty cool. That's helpful. I can have a full conversation with them just like they're in the room here. And we thought that was, a very cool idea and thing that we could execute on. So that's just one way to utilize this vertical TV. And then more about the set, everything works here. All the lights are individually controlled, so that's super helpful. There is a lot of space to rearrange furniture, put some couches, some chairs, and basically do whatever we want with the set. We can shoot straight on, at an angle, or even this way. So a lot of cool things we kind of did there. So back to my front view. So, and that's a little scary having that guy behind me. I'll change this guy. Perfect. Okay, so that's a little bit about the Stream Deck. Being able to control it all with a phone is super helpful. And then we have the Rodecaster Pro. Last thing that's actually on this table, but you can't see it. Hidden underneath the desk is actually a lot of the brains. So hidden underneath this desk, and I'll go ahead and I'll show you that. Hidden underneath this desk is actually the switcher itself. So what's cool about the switcher is I can actually control everything, all my camera angles, right from the switcher. Meaning if I wanted to, I could use this. I can activate my picture-in-pictures and things like that. I have a USB-C hub, so I have one cable that goes to my laptop that can control all of this. Doing all of my splitting in here as well, and of course I have power for everything. So that's a little bit about what's hiding underneath here. And that technology there allows us to go live on Facebook right from the switcher, switch all the camera angles, put my laptop on screen, do the picture-in-picture, even record straight underneath the desk. So it's super easy to get to, and just a lot of flexibility. So we tried to think through as many possibilities as we could, and from there we're going to, test the system out even more and more, utilize it ourselves a lot. We plan on making a lot of content specifically for, us and the people we like to help. And then open the studio up to others that want to use it. Our friends and people we work with, we definitely want to come in, utilize the space, and hopefully when things get back to normal, we're going to, rip down what's going on back there in the back, which is our first main studio, and leave this one here to use. The table, since everything's kind of wired into the table, we can easily push that, back, change this space as we need to, and then pull the table forward. Everything's wired on the table when we want to, shoot a podcast or talk, or even have a Zoom call that's kind of advanced. So, that's a little bit about the space. It took us about a week to kind of get out everything we needed, a lot of downloading and drivers and software and things like that to get it up and running. But now that it's up, we love it. And I'm sure we're going to make improvements. I'm sure there are things that we're going to change. but this is a really good first step, and I think it looks great. So thanks, and yeah, let us know if you have any questions, how we're doing it, what we're doing, and if we can help you in any way. Thanks.